Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with Me. I hope everyone had a wonderful Labor Day. In the U.S., it's Labor Day. Yesterday was Labor Day, so I hope everybody had a wonderful Labor Day. And we had an unusual Labor Day. In all of the years of our marriage, let's see, and that's been a long time, coming up on 48 years. And our children are like 43 and 39. We have never missed a Labor Day without being with our kids up until yesterday. And of course, with Melina and them just getting over COVID, we couldn't get together. But we did. My husband and I went ahead and did the cooking, and we sent food to both locations. But it wasn't the same. It wasn't the same. I like getting together with my kids. My grandkids was very disappointed because they're used to coming to Nene's house on Labor Day and swimming, so they was not happy at all. But anyway, hope you had a great one. We're all still healthy, so that's something to be thankful for. So I'm not going to complain at all. Now, what we're going to make today is some staggered, I think I'm going to call these staggered pockets. And each one of these is a pocket. Let's see if I can find something to slide in there. Each one of these is a little pocket. There's a pocket right there. You could put a little note card in there, or you could put a tag in. You could put a little notebook in them. Each one is a little bit smaller than the one before. And then this one is the little baby one up here. And they're going to go in our journal. We're making another journal similar to this one, but it's going to be a little bit different. But I wanted some staggered pockets to put in kind of like that on the pages. Now, of course, you'll need to measure your pages to see how large your pages are. And you may need to make your little pockets smaller, or you may just need to put 3 on there. 4 is going to fit just fine on mine, but now you make sure that you measure yours. I didn't measure these pockets. I just found some paper and started folding together, but that's the way they're going to go in right there. And I think they're super cute. They're going to hold all kinds of things, not just, I think in some of these I may even tuck some ephemera in there and things like that. So that's what we're going to do. Now, you just need to drag out some scrap paper. I didn't use anything that I had to cut up. I'm just using some scrap paper that I had in my stash. This is an old piece from Porch Prints that I actually printed in my printer that was running out of ink, so it didn't exactly print right. But I'm going to use it because I love that rose on there. And then I'm just going to kind of use this one for my template because I'm going to make another one about the same size. So I'll tell you what size mine are, but like I said, you'll need to measure your whatever journal you're going to be putting these in. You need to measure and make sure that you've got enough room. And I think that's going to be the right width. So I just need to trim off a little bit on the height. And like I said, when I made this one, I just grabbed paper and started folding. I didn't measure, but I'm just using that one kind of as a template. I'm going to trim that off because it's not folding exactly straight. And I'm not going to worry if I don't get everything cut exactly straight. I'm not going to put it in my trimmer. I'm just going with it. All right, so that is about the size of that bottom one right there. So we've got that one. This one, I want to make it kind of a solid piece. So this is just out of my scrap. This is watercolor dyed paper, metallic watercolor dyed. So I'm just going to kind of fold it to be about the size of that second one right there. There we go. And the reason I'm using those as a template is because I've already measured and I know they're going to fit in my booklet. So that's a little bit wider, so we'll cut it down just a tiny bit. All right. I'll cut it down a little bit too much, but I'm not going to worry about it. It's still going to work. And then we need to trim it off about right there. And that should work for our second one. And then these little pieces I'll save, and I'll use those in some of our snippets, our snippet rolls and things that we make. Now I want to do another one that has a little bit of color on there. So I thought about using this one. I love that rose right there. So let's see how we can get that part of that rose anyway in there. Ooh, I could get those in there. That would be just as good right there. So let's fold it a little bit smaller. Maybe right there. That is good right there. And then we'll just put a little mark where we need to trim it off. Like that. And then I'm going to trim this side off. And that is that one. And then we need a little baby one at the top. And I was going to use this, but I think I'm just going to use a piece of this. So let's see. That looks about right. Is that about right? Right there. And they don't have to be exact. They don't have to be perfect. Just grab some paper and start folding. And then we'll trim it off. Right there. I mean, you can see how exact I'm measuring, right? Okay. So that looks good. That one looks good. That one is good, and then our bottom one is good. Okay, so that is our pockets right there. Now I'm going to glue, I want my pocket to be open here, of course, so I'm going to glue the top and the bottom, or what we're looking at, the top and the bottom together. And I can see my cutting was a little bit crooked, but you know what? Not going to worry about it. I might straighten this right here just a tad, but that's it. Right there. I just don't like to measure that much. I never have. I used to measure all the time when I did all kinds of 3D projects, and I dreaded it every day when I made those projects. I dreaded making my video because I hated to measure. I hated to have to get things exact. Even though I am a little bit OCD, I still like it when I can just put things together like I like it, I want it to look, and I don't have to worry if it's a little bit crooked or a little bit off. That, to me, that just gives it that much more of the homemade feel. So I don't mind that at all. Alright, our last one. We're going to put a little bit of glue right there, and I'm just running a little thin line so I can keep as much of my pocket as possible. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just reinforce my score lines so it'll be nice and flat. Okay. Now we need to cut a little pull right here, just so it kind of shows that that's where our pocket opens. So there we go. All right, now I'm going to ink mine up, and I'm going to ink this in the brown Vintage Photo. Whoops, I used the wrong pad on there. Well, actually, that didn't look too bad at all. So we may come back and put a little bit of that pink on here. I call it pink. It is actually picked raspberry, but to me it looks kind of pink. But with these colors, I think that might look pretty good on here. Now you can make yours thicker if you want, out of thicker paper. It doesn't matter on this, thick or thin. I just made mine out of some thin paper because I'm going to have it glued down to my page in my journal anyway, so it really doesn't matter. I'm going to have plenty of strength on it. Then once you embellish it, it makes it a little bit stronger too. All right, let's just come back with a little bit of this. Oh, I got some yuckies on top of that, didn't I? And see what this looks like. Oh, I like that. So sometimes accidents makes it very pretty. So the vintage photo and the picked raspberry looks good together. So let me know in the comments below what you did for Labor Day if you're in the U.S. I don't know that other countries celebrate Labor Day like we do. I've always worked on Labor Day. I've never had the day off. Even when I worked as an accountant, I always had to work on Labor Day because it was first of the month and we always had to work. So I've never really had Labor Day off until yesterday, and I did take the day off. If you noticed, there was no video up. I worked just a little while in the morning on some things, and then I just took the rest of the day off and spent it with my hubby. All right, so that's what we've got right there, and then you just start staggering them. Now, I stitched around these, and I think I'm going to stitch around these as well. You do not have to do that. It looks fine if you don't. I just like that stitched look, and it makes it a little bit stronger, but you don't have to do it. So that's about how I'm going to lay them out, but I'm going to stitch around them real quick with some brown thread that I have in my sewing machine, and then we'll come back and start putting these together, layering them up, and then embellish. So here is, let's see, there's the stitching done, and see, it just kind of gives it, I don't know, to me I just like the stitching, but like I said, you do not have to do that. That is not something that has to be done. Now, I think on this one, I'm just going to try to even them up about like this, because since I know that this will fit on my pages. So on this one, I think I had it about right there. And I've just got a little bit of that hanging off over there on that side. And I'm just going to use my glue. I'm going to hold it down and use my glue to go up under there. And then I can always go to the back side if I need to glue more. It's easier to do that than to try to hit that certain spot where that thing needs to glue down at. I hope that didn't make sense, did it? Oh, it's easier to hold it up and glue under it than to try to put your glue exactly where you need it on the back side of that. Maybe that made more sense. Okay, so I think on that one we'll go over about like that. And I like to make sure that these little cutouts are down here. That way when I glue all this down and I start to put something in my pocket, that just gives those a little bit extra strength. So I'm just going to hold it right there and glue. Whoops. Run off the track there. And then the last one, I think I will, let's see, put that one right there maybe. Cute. I love these. I haven't seen them exactly like this before, but if you've made one of these, they're very, very pretty. But I haven't seen any anywhere. I've seen them stacked in other directions, but not exactly like this. Okay, I'm just going to make sure that all my little parts are glued down well. And it looks like they are. So there is our pockets. Now, let's see. Let's decide what embellishing we want to do on here. I know I want the little ticket that we used on here. I wanted a little ticket because those I think are super cute. This was one of our freebies. I think it was actually last week's freebie. So if you want to grab one of those, they're still over on our website. And which one do we want? We need one that's got some pink in it, so let's go right in here. I need to cut all these out anyway. And I'm just using some of my little decorative scissors that we've had for Mini Moon. They just cut kind of like a little zigzag, like your tickets would be, or your little stamps. That's cute. Look at that. I'm going to trim it just a tiny bit more right here. And if you want your little zigzags to be smaller, just go back in between the first ones that you cut and then cut that again, and it makes them a little bit smaller. See? Like that. So that's cute. We got that there. And I always like to lay my embellishments out before I glue anything down. You guys know that. That's just the way I work. That way, if I start to change anything up, I will be able to see what I want to change. Now, this one I left a little bit further over, so I closed that one in. This one I haven't, so I'm going to put something right there. And then we're going to put something here. And I'm going to grab a little piece of doily that we have. This is dyed with, what is this dyed with? That is dyed with watercolor. Yeah, watercolor. So we're going to put a piece of doily there. And then, what are we going to put? We need some lace. And then another focal point to put here. And then one right there. So let's see what we have. And I'm just looking through some scraps right here. See if I've got anything in the scraps that I can use. And if not, then we'll cut something out. Let's see. I think I want a flower right there of some kind. So I have a little lace. I'm going to put some lace across the bottom. And these are just some scrap pieces of lace. Okay, and then I think on this one I'll put a little bit of lace. I'm just going to put the remaining piece of that on there. Then we're going to glue this little piece of doily down up here. And this is just that little scrap piece of doily. This is that little scrap piece of lace that was left, and I'm just going to stick it right there. That way I don't waste anything. And we'll stick that down like that. Try to get it a little bit straighter. Then, let's see, what else did I have? I think I'll put this little piece of book page right there. Well, this is actually a piece of music page, not book page. But we're going to put it right there. Then I have just this little piece of ephemera from Tim Holtz, and this is from the Field Notes. And someone asked me, where did I get all the ephemera that I use? A lot of it, if I can find it anywhere, I have it linked below. So if you will check below, you should be able to find the ephemera that I use. If I can find it anywhere, I'll link it down there. Some of it is from our printable. Some of it is just, you know, I have bought it off of Amazon or somewhere else, or somebody has given it to me. But even if somebody has given it to me, then I still try to link it below if I can find it, because I know a lot of people are looking for things like that. Ephemera, good ephemera. Okay, I'm gonna put, sorry about that, my phone. This is another piece of the Tim Holtz ephemera, and it's just a flower, and I'm gonna put that right there, and I'm just going to be careful that I don't go over where my pocket starts there. So I'm just going to put it down kind of sideways like that. And I probably should have put my lace on top of that, but I didn't, so we're not going to worry about it. We're just going to leave it, and we'll come back and we'll probably do something else right there. Then for this, this is another little piece of Tim Holtz, but I don't think I want that there. Changed my mind. This is just a little stamp from the Tim Holtz collection. This is out of the field notes, and I think I'll put it right there. I need some tiny little flowers. I need to do some printables that are tiny flowers. I don't have any that are really, really little, and that's what I need. So our next printable may be some really little teeny flowers. And then let's see what I have in here that I could put just on there. I would like just a word, but not a big word, just a little word. Why don't we go with one of these little words, and this just says, we'll do this one. It says timeless. These are just our printables, and then I shrunk them down, made them smaller. All these are. I need something to go under there. What do I need? Let me lay that right there. I need a tiny piece of book page to go into there. Let's just do a little tiny piece of music page. I think that will be too big. And then we'll put our little word down. Put it across like that. Just says timeless. So I'll hold it up so you can see it. And then we need, of course, we need some bling, don't we? So I think on this bottom, what I'm going to do is put that little piece of bling right across that stem on there, because I want to cover that stem up since I put my lace down first. So I'm just going to put these little pieces of bling right across there. And then I need another piece or two. Maybe just one. Let's see where I want to put this one. I think I want to put that one right up through there. And then I just want to put one or two, maybe two right there. Just kind of finish that a little bit off. Maybe, let's see. Oh, maybe I'll put three up above that little stamp. See what that looks like. Yeah, I like that. Okay. All right, so there is the staggered pockets, and they're all embellished up. So that is it. That's how quick and easy those are. And you use up tons of scraps, believe me. I had a stack of scraps over here this morning and I've been making these. And I've already used quite a few. And then a few embellishments as well. And then you can go back and make little tickets and tags and things to go in there. Like I said, I think I'm going to tuck ephemera in some of mine to just leave in my journal, so that when I start to put photos and different things in there, writing, whatever, I can pull out from here and use my ephemera. So see, if I have my ephemera in there, I can just pull out and use it wherever. So that way I can take it with me and I'll have my ephemera already in my journal. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Just put ephemera in here instead of tags. Alright guys, that is it for this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed this and I hope you'll give this a try. They're easy, they're quick, and to me, they're very useful and functional. And we will talk to you guys later. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button and don't forget to click that little bell if you want to be notified when we put up new videos. We will talk to you guys later. Hope to see some of these on our Facebook page. That will be linked directly below the video. Don't forget, all the products that we use that we can find are linked below the video, as well as a few tutorials that you might want to go over and watch. I have lots and lots of questions every time I pull this out. This journal is linked below. It is the ephemera journal, the small one. We have the small one and the large one. I have tutorials on both of those. So if you want to see these, you can go down below, click on that link, and you can go over and check these tutorials out. Alright, we'll talk to you guys later. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.